Hey everyone, so I'm going to do a recap real quick of Super Saturday. Sorry it's taken me a little longer than I thought. Um, Mom life, that's pretty much all I got, hence why I'm in my robe and my pajamas. I thought I would dress up for y'all this evening. I really did contemplate getting into better clothing, and then I was like, no, they're family. I'm sorry, I'm not here to impress y'all, so you get me my robe, my PJs. So, excuse me, I'm going to be looking at my notes to make sure that I um, stay on task in talking about Super Saturday because I feel like I have a lot to cover and I want to make this as short and concise but detailed as possible. So, we first, pretty much the entire Super Saturday was going over Rank Up Roadmap and all the different layers and areas that entitles. Um, and then we discussed 5 areas of your business that are essential in order for you to be able to grow. So let's dive in. So Rank Up Roadmap, as soon as an ambassador signs up, they automatically are going to get a congratulation email. Videos are going to be sent to them, and those are made by Diamonds. They're inspiring. They talk about the business. They have 2 options. They have a kind of like a fast paced and a slow pace, I guess is pretty much a easy way to put it. I think they have nicer terms than what I just said, but it allows them to be able to choose what route, if they're wanting to work the business or learn about the business, what route would be comfortable for them. So I really like that. They showed some example videos of what they're going to be showing to people, and I love it. It is great. It is sharp. It's to the point, but it's also inspiring and encouraging. It takes a little bit off of you and the pressure on making sure that they're plugged in. This is automatically ensuring that they're plugged in and they're getting the information that they need and that they're not missing anything. Because I know sometimes I worry about, are they getting all the information they need? What about if they're interested in the business portion? I'm not giving them enough, but I don't want to be overstepping my boundaries. All those like if ands or what ifs, buts and stuff that you're thinking in your head. Plexus is taking care of that for you with just a blanket email for everybody, but it is awesome information. So once you hit a rank, you're going to get an email. So what they went over was ambassador to silver. But once you hit the rank of silver, you're going to get another email with all this detailed information on, what's silver look like? How's my time supposed to be spent? How do I rank up to gold? What steps do I need to take? And that information is available to you in your back office forever. That never goes away. So for me, I would have silver, gold, and senior gold rank up roadmap information all in my back office that I have access to forever, which is an amazing resource. It helps me to go back, be able to help people and where they're at, makes everything uniformed. I really like that. Everybody's on the same page. It doesn't complicate things. There's no need to create all our own training videos and do all that. Those are great, but Plexus is doing that back work for us. Y'all, many companies don't do that. A lot of network marketing companies are like, all right, you have your business, go at it. And they let you, quote unquote, run it how you want to. And Plexus does as well. But they're doing the legwork and they're really helping you. And it's from people that are already doing this business. So it's trustworthy information because those people were silver at one point too. So Rank Up Roadmap. I'm not exactly sure when all that information is available. It might already be there and I'm not completely sure. So as I get more information on that, I will let y'all know. So the 5 areas that they discussed was vision, network plan, sharing Plexus, increasing Plexus knowledge, and exercising healthy business practices. So I'm going to start with vision. So they talked about peeling back the layers of your vision. So your vision also encompasses your why. So we talk about this so much on understanding your why. And you want your why to make you cry. You want your why to be powerful. So they started with I want to be an emerald. Okay, well, why do you want to be an emerald? Well, I want to make a 6-figure income. Well, why do you want to make a 6-figure income? So I can bring my husband home. Why do you want to bring your husband home? Because he works long hours. And I want him to be able to be home to watch our son grow up. And do you see how much bigger deal that is than just I want to be emerald and make a lot of money? There's a lot more meaning behind it once you peel back the layers. So I later I'm going to type up how they did that And my exact example of how did I peel back the layers? How did I realize what is my vision? What is my why? And it's going to help me to strive for it. And I'm going to tell you, even in the last couple days, it really has changed my mindset. It's helped me to push harder and to not let those non-responses and those no's affect you as much, because we all know that you can ride the roller coaster on this in this business. And you don't want to ride the roller coaster. You want to be even keeled and just keep going. You don't want to be high with the yeses and low with the no's. You want to be able to keep going despite what the answers are. So mindset affects your belief, and that affects the success you're going to have in this business. If you have this mindset of, well, I'm not really sure I can do this, or I'm hoping I can do this, or that would be great if I could do this, that's not a solid vision, and that's not going to get you anywhere. Hoping and wishing isn't going to get you anywhere. And I definitely was a hoping and wishing when I first started this, and I've learned over the past year, I can't have a hoping and wishing in order to be successful, because if I don't have a strong mindset, how am I going to have a strong belief? How am I going to have a strong vision? How am I going to be able to lead a team effectively if I don't start with a solid mindset? So that goes a lot into self-talk and learning about network marketing, because when you learn a little bit more about network marketing, you're more confident in it and it solidifies your mindset. So they gave some books, Amy Paul did, The Flip-Flop CEO and The 4-Year Career. She said, I dove in and I learned a ton about these, about what network marketing was. I had no idea what it was. She said, all I know is that when people at church were selling leggings and cookware and makeup and all that stuff, I ran from them because I assumed that network marketing was a scam and that that's not something I wanted to be a part of. And she said, once I read these books, it solidified my mindset. And so, I don't know if y'all know who Amy Paul is. She is a Diamond Ambassador. Her husband, Eric Paul, is also a Diamond Ambassador. Their documentaries came out not that long ago. They're traveling in an RV, road schooling. They're originally from Kauai, tiny island, and she made it to Diamond in a year. And her belief is just phenomenal. And she took the time. I mean, she did. She took her own time and watched a ton of videos and learned in order to be able to have a solid mindset. And that's a lot has to do with personal growth as well. And all that ties into her having a strong belief, which created a strong vision, and she went for it. Diamond in a year is insane. But she did it because she had a mindset that was so solid that she goes out seeking people. Not in the way of, oh, well, I want new ambassadors just so I can make more money. No, she knows this is life-changing. She knows it's one of a kind. So she'll intentionally go to the grocery store, go to the mall, go to the park, and, bring up Plexus in a normal way. And I'll talk about conversations with Plexus here in a second. They also went over that and how to not make it awkward. But she brings it up because she's bold, because she has belief. Unbreakable, unshakable belief. Sarah Marble also gave a really great example. She was the other speaker there. She has been in Plexus for 6 years. She is a pioneer of Plexus. She is amazing. She started when it was a breast health company and sold the breast check kit. And once all her friends had it, it lasted for 10 years, so you can't really make a business. So then she, quit until they had Slim come out. And now she's a Diamond, has 3 kids, has an amazing health testimony. Go check her out on YouTube. Her, weight loss testimony is awesome. So she talked about creating your vision. And when creating your vision, visuals are very important. So she knew that she wanted to be Sapphire by the time her son was born. I think she had 4 or 5 months by the time that she, when at that point in her pregnancy, that before her child was going to be born, that she decided that she wanted to be Sapphire by the time her child was born. So she had bought a blue dress. I'm pretty sure it was when her child was born. No, sorry, excuse me. She wanted to be Sapphire by the time it was convention. That's what it was. But I think in order to do that, something had to do with her kid. Anyways, that was her timeline. And so she bought a blue dress and hung it up in her closet. And it was a sapphire blue color. And that reminded her every single day what she was striving for. She made a plan. It wasn't just willy-nilly. She had a plan. Like, this is what I have to do. I have 100-something days. I need to add one ambassador day in order to be able to get to my goal of Sapphire. So she did. She worked diligently. She saw that vision. She looked in her closet and was like, that blue dress. I want to wear that blue dress. And she made it. Was able to add it an ambassador a day and made it to Sapphire by convention or baby. Can't remember which one. Okay, so the next topic was creating your networking plan. So Amy Paul's husband used to be a car salesman, and he actually was a car salesman, I think, until he hit Emerald. Something crazy. He might have even been Diamond. But she said, and he also said, being a car salesman does not work for this business. And why doesn't it work? Because we are relationship marketing. We are in the business of getting to know people, reaching to their heart, finding their why, even if it's just why do you want to start their products, and really digging deep so that they have feeling and meaning behind why they're even starting the product. So, and last time I checked, you don't do that with car salesmen. You just want them to buy the most fancy and most expensive car so you can get more commission. So two completely different things. And when a lot of people say, like, I'm not a salesperson and I can't do this, well, good, don't be one, because we're in the business of relationship marketing. We got a handout, and I think Allie typed some stuff up on her page, and I'll bring that over to our page as well for y'all to see, on an elevator speech. So an elevator speech is something when someone asks you what is Plexus, and you give your little spiel on what it is. Or someone asks you, what do you do? And you give your little spiel on what it is. And this is something, and both Sarah Marble and Amy Popo said this isn't something that necessarily comes natural when you first start it. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel awkward. So if you're not practicing it continually, not only, first of all, talking to people, but practicing it to yourself, to a spouse, to a relative, to your dog, to your kid. If you're not filming yourself and watching yourself, which can be super awkward, but it's also so instrumental in being able to grow yourself, then you're not going to become good at it. You're not going to become well-versed when someone asks you, so what do? You can be like, I stay at home mom. And then you leave the Plexus part out altogether, and then you're missing an opportunity to help someone in order to grow your business. So practice it. And you know what? I also haven't practiced it. So, and I noticed that I stutter too. So I will be doing this as well. I will be practicing, I'll be filming myself, and definitely sharing to my husband and my son, even if he doesn't respond. So, make sure going through my notes. Okay, they also talked about having a social media plan. And this I thought was genius. So we all know to do surveys, like, asking people questions. Everybody wants to give their opinion on things. What I didn't realize is now you have a captive audience, and there's a lot of Facebook algorithms. Google those. There's certain things that you can do in order for more people to see your posts and stuff. So, and that goes along with posting different times of the day. But after you have like a ton of people comment on a survey, right after that, you want to do a post on a synopsis of why did you start Plexus? And that is going to hit people's hearts. And all those people, say I had 35 people one time comment on this like pick a present game. And if I had done my Plexus testimony after that, all those people would have seen it because they just commented on my post. And because they just commented on my post, my Facebook posts show up more often in their news feed. So how genius is that? Do a survey, and then, do a little short synopsis of your Plexus testimony that's heartfelt. That's not puking Plexus. We never really want to do that either. But that to me was just awesome, because that's going to touch people's hearts, and they're going to be a little bit more intrigued about what you're doing. Increasing your Plexus knowledge. I don't know if y'all seen the new catalogs, but they're gorgeous. The pictures are awesome. The font they used is awesome. The direction of overall health and wellness is amazing. I love them. They are awesome. There's a digital catalog in the back. I've already sent it to a couple of people. And I love that it's steering away from just weight loss. It's an added benefit, and I like that they are focusing on that. Also in the back office is the Success from Home magazine, that the entire thing is all about Plexus, and it has a ton of ambassadors in there. It's awesome. We got a free copy at Super Saturday, but that's also available in your back office. That is an amazing tool to have for an opportunity event. It solidifies, it validates what a great company we have because people are looking at us. We now have an easy to read comp plan in the back office that you can also send to people, so you don't have to be looking over a ton of different videos on YouTube to find an easy way to be explaining the comp plan. It's now in the back office. We had the head of compliance do a video and we watched it, and he talked about the two overarching companies or whatever that monitor Plexus. We have the Federal Trade Commission and we have the Food and Drug Association. They said there's nothing to be scared of. Just don't use diseases. We can't make claims about things that aren't proven scientifically with our ingredients. Our ingredients are proven to help certain things, and all those things are on the bottle. All those things can be said are on the bottle, and that's why we use the feel felt method. We don't use, I'm cured from IBS. Obviously, you can't say that. I no longer feel bloated and like I can't go to the bathroom anymore. Use those words and that type of wording when it comes to things that Plexus has helped you with, and you're going to steer clear of being in trouble with compliance. They truly are here to protect us, because if they didn't do things like this, then Plexus would get shut down. There's other network marketing companies that weren't so careful and were making outlandish claims, and they went bankrupt and had to rebuild. So we are very fortunate that Plexus is ahead of the curve. So just don't make any claims outside of the weight loss that is proven with our clinical trials. All that's in the back office. When in doubt, use corporate photos. They're getting much better and less salesy, and they're awesome. So when in doubt, you can go ahead and use those. We must be using the disclaimer. There is a disclaimer. It's, to be honest, somewhere in the back office. I'm not sure, y'all, but it's a disclaimer that says, we do not claim to diagnose, treat, cure, or any diseases or anything like that. That's always good. Make sure you're using your before and after, the photo editor in the back office. Make sure you use that. We cannot use before and after side by side at all unless it is the photo generated that you submit those photos to Plexus and they approve it. That can be used. No other before and afters can be used. There are jewels in this company that do it. Don't do it. Excuse me. It's not allowed. Just don't do it. Even if you see somebody who's a jewel doing it. So going along with increasing your Plexus knowledge, and your elevator speech and all that, you want to be a storyteller. And they had a gal come on there and she was hilarious. That told us, she told the story of her grandmother and how her grandmother started selling these hand knit ornaments, and they were so ugly and all this kind of stuff, but she ended up making a killing and selling them all at craft fairs because of her ability to storytell. So when you're telling your why, it's not, I started Plexus so I could lose my baby weight. No, be exciting about it. I felt fluffy. I felt gross. I wanted to be able to fit into those skinny jeans that have been sitting on my shelf for forever. And so I decided that I was going to go ahead and jump in with Plexus. And now every time I slip on those skinny jeans, I'm reminded that these products are something I'm going to want to do forever, because I look at myself in the mirror and I have confidence that I never thought I could have. How much more exciting is that? Way more exciting. So, another way to storytell is whose story brought you into Plexus. And be exciting, be animated, be fun with that. I know even if you're not a super animated person, you just want to use inflection. You want to be excited about the story that you're telling. So I really like, whose story brought you into that? Why did you start this? What was your whole reasoning behind it? Who did you see? Who did you follow? Bring some backstory into it. Tell stories of the moment you fell in love with the product. So I was trying to pinpoint times too, and I'm going to have to memory jog on a time that I truly fell in love with the product. For me, I honestly think it was the first night that I slept well, even though I had to wake up 3 or 4 times for nursing Garrison. I was like, I'm in love with this. I woke up the next day and was like, I am not dead. I'm not dog tired. I can crawl out of bed and I am not drinking a pot of coffee. That was the moment that I fell in love with Slim. And I think for each product, there was a point in time that you truly were like, wow, I can't live without this. Um, Storytell on that when someone is asking about the products. It's going to mean more. Um, and so if you don't have like a opportunity story yet on, or, you know, that you feel that your story is as successful, you're not there yet, share someone else's story that you know, like Amy Paul's story, or just someone else's story that you know, or someone within Plexus that you know that is close to you. Okay. Making sure that I am, need to go back to my notes. Okay. So they also talked about conversations that you can have. So, and this is still going along with increasing your Plexus knowledge. When someone is asking you about Plexus, and especially when you're in person or you're doing like a phone call, a lot of us even do it over messaging, but you want to be able to read the conversation. You want to be able to find a common ground with the person, and ask open-ended questions, because a lot of times we can start a conversation and you don't really know the person. So the conversation's not going super fluidly. It's a little, it almost feels staged, a little awkward, but if you're not asking those open-ended questions, the conversation's going to abruptly stop and it's going to be like, and then you try and backtrack and it doesn't always seem to work. You can do it. I've tried. And sometimes I'm successful in it. But majority of the time with those conversations, they just kind of stop abruptly and then they don't get back up because you're almost embarrassed. Like, yeah, I don't know where to go with this. So be asking those open-ended questions, be genuinely intrigued and interested in what they have to say. Don't hurry to talk about Plexus. It'll come up naturally. It will, because someone's going to ask you what you do, and then that's when you can talk about it. But be genuinely interested in what they have going on and the things that they are telling you, and continue to ask insightful questions about the things in their life. That's what's going to keep the person wanting to talk to you. People want to tell other people about themselves. So keep asking questions and the conversation will keep going. When people, they usually, you know, if you ask, have you heard of Plexus? There, you can tell some hesitations pretty right away. And if you can address those hesitations right away, I always acknowledge, like, yeah, I was hesitant at first. I was skeptical. I figured this is something else I'm going to try, and it's not going to increase my milk supply. It's just going to be something else that I try. And so I address that, but then I also come back with, how did it actually work and how was I proved wrong? You always want to tell them why you think this opportunity would be good for them, compliment them. And then after you have done that and they seem genuinely interested, that's immediately when you want to start a three-way chat. You want to get third-party validation, and it's very important. Make sure you're confident when you're talking about the product and you're not, well, you know, you don't have to do this or you don't have to. No, be confident and like let them know, you know, if you want to try this, go all in, because it's going to be the best decision you've ever made. And I'm glad I did too. It was hard decision, but I'm glad I made it. Because if you're not confident, they're not going to be confident to start. So you know, confidence breeds confidence. You want to be able to have a person who's starting out that feels good about the decision they made. And make sure that when you are talking as well, that they can tell that Plexus integrates into your life, and that, you know, not the other way around, that your life is not revolved around Plexus. Plexus is a great added benefit, but that you also have other things going on in your life. So don't just talk about, you know, all the opportunities and all the stuff that you've done with Plexus. Talk about, you know, family, yada, yada, all the other things. Okay, lastly, exercising healthy business practices, consistency and discipline. That's, you know, that's always going to be number one, consistency and discipline. You don't stay consistent, then you're not going to go far. Um, Make sure you have a running partner and a daily routine. I can tell you 100% what has helped me in my business mentally is to have a running partner. I was super fortunate that I had a gal reach out to me, that's a sideline, and we talk daily, even if it's not a super deep conversation. It's bouncing ideas off of each other. It's that safe person because you're not earning money off each other. You're not anything. You're purely just learning and leaning on one another. And I really like that. I think it's super beneficial. Um, Daily routine. Okay, I'm going to be super honest and super raw. I've not had one. Yeah, I haven't. And this weekend, I really, after hearing Amy and Sarah talk, I was like, I have to get Garrison on a routine or I'm never going to make it to the top. So sometimes you got to get real with yourself and realize that there are some things that are hindering your business. And me not taking the plunge to get Garrison on a routine, which is really not that hard, I just wasn't doing it, was hindering my business because it didn't give me time to effectively do work. And for me, I can't do 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here. I need an hour. It makes me feel more accomplished. So get that daily routine on what works for you. Um, Establish the IPAs. Have a list. Have a list of what you're going to do. If your IPAs is reaching out to 5 new people and following up with 5 new people, you do that every single day. You have it written down in your planner. Even if that means for 2 weeks, you write it every single day. It's sitting in your planner. It's scheduled in so you know you do it. Just like working out, if you don't schedule it in and you don't have it, you're not going to do it. IPAs are the same way because they can be awkward, they can be tedious, but they are the things that are going to make you money. Um, you need to sit down with your family and talk with them if you're wanting to take this business to the next level. You have to let them know that you need their support, that you might be missing things, that you might not be there as much, that just things that are going to change in your normal routine. Your family needs to know that, and that it's not going to be like this forever. But in order for you to meet your goals and for your family to be able to be in the position you want them to be in, some things are going to have to be sacrificed. Um, I told Brandon for a while, like, I'm not going to be able to go to basketball games. It's not the end of the world, but it was time for him to be able to see Garrison. But in order for me to get work done in the evenings, I'm going to have to stay home and work. And that's a decision I've made, but it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. So, short-term sacrifice for the long-term goal. Um, they typically say 10 to 15 hours of work, of IPA, um, uh, a week. It might look different for you, but if you're wanting to go to the top, that's typically what it looks like. During your power hour, no answering incoming messages, only outgoing. I'm guilty. Need to get better at that. Time blocking is essential. That's what I also started to do. Hold on, I'm gonna have to start another video.